are some of the good moments for you from this season so far?
Oh, wow. Well, I think one of the greatest moments has been not even just this season, but in the last few seasons, is seeing the evolution of my music. This season, you get to see me sort of going through the motions of preparing to launch Deep Space Deluxe and preparing for my tour, which I went on and completed in October. You see me going into the studio with, one of the most well-known and legendary female lyricists of our time, Trina. And I get chills even saying that because I still can't even believe that, that she knew who I was. Um, and you get to see me going through the motions of creating the music video, the visual for Insecure featuring Trina, and then our finales coming up this next Sunday, and you will get to see the premiere of the visual. And it's been so surreal to watch the journey and to watch the evolution, and it happened so fast, but it was a long time coming as well. I've been singing my whole life. I've been in choirs. I was in a girl group in high school. So music has just always been a part of my life. And to be able to use such an incredible platform such as this, to do something that means so much to me is incredible. It's been amazing.
So, congratulations on your project. We're excited to see the visual representation come to life on the show on Sunday. So, balancing such an exciting time in your life with some of the drama that comes along with being on such a high profile show and that comes along with it, how do you work through that process of it and that part of being a part of something like this?
Yeah, well, that is challenging, as you can imagine. Um, it really is just knowing who you are. I think this platform can really do a number on you mentally and emotionally and physically if you allow it. But for me, it's always been easy to navigate this space because I am Candiace every day of the week, for better or for worse. Um, everybody always talks about on Twitter, like, what's your biggest flex? My biggest flex is that I show up as Candiace every day. And, sometimes it's received, sometimes it's not. And you've seen that evolution over the years. This season, for whatever reason, it's cool to think that Candiace is cool, and it's great to be seen and understood in that way. But for me, it's just always been staying rooted in who I am and having a support system around me. My husband, my mom, my dad, my stepdad, my sister, my brother, all of my friends, some of whom you've seen on the show. But I have such an amazing group of people around me. And then even my fans, I call my fans my village. My village is, they check in, they let me know. They're my eyes and my ears on the ground. So that's what makes it easier is having that support.
Got it. So you mentioned staying rooted in who you are and being yourself. So we saw a situation in Mexico with Wendy and Mia that turned into a different type of situation by the end of it. Do you think that it was just sexual tension all along that maybe caused their beef? Or do you think that, maybe they just weren't being themselves fully and that's what led to the misunderstanding initially.
Yeah, no, that was a funny theory. I definitely had a laugh at that. And then that moment where Wendy's in her confessional and she's like, she wanted to eat my box. Like, that was hilarious. But I think that it was more so related to just misunderstanding one another than sexual tension. Um, maybe sexual tension played a part in it. Yeah, I can't say honestly, we were all 3 sheets to the wind that night. I woke up in my shower with my clothes on, and I don't remember how I got there. So I can't speak to anything that happened because I was not present.
Got
But
out of
I
there, you just knew you wanted to be clean.
yes. Yes, I laid down and made sure of that. No, but I think that Mia and Wendy, if they are willing, would have work to do to repair a friendship. I don't even think they really had a chance to forge a friendship before, it was in the can. I do think it's hard to operate with people on these shows when everyone is not bringing their authentic selves to the table. And, that's a challenge for some.
Got it. So, kind of on that note, there's been a lot of fever with Karen and Robyn, Karen and Charisse. What are your thoughts on those situations and kind of how they have evolved and the direction that they've turned?
Well, for one, I will say, it was nice for once for me to go on a trip with these girls and I not be in the middle of the melees and the drama. It was nice to just sit back and eat and drink tequila and, kiki. But I hated Charisse and Karen's fallout. Um, I feel as though we're not getting the full story. And there is animosity there that is historic. It goes back to, before my time. And it makes it hard to understand and hard to help them when I don't really know what's what with these women, but it it does suck to see, these seasoned women who are supposed to kind of be leading the younger girls and, guiding us and helping us to, figure out our lives, to see them arguing over foolishness. And then the same goes for Robyn and Karen. I just think that they're just barking up a a shade tree together, and it's not fun to watch.
So, you think it's just like reality stuff, or do you think that there's some real animosity with Robyn and Karen?
I don't know. I think Karen and Robyn have kind of been brewing for a few years. If you're familiar with the show and you kind of go back to earlier seasons, and then I know them both personally, and so I can kind of speak to the way that they've spoken about one another and how they feel about one another, and it just kind of, I think it's coming to a head now on camera. And there's a lot of pressure there, when you've got cameras and people pushing you to have an answer or have a reason for things. So I think it is real. It just we're getting I think the real communication is getting lost in the drama of it being played out on the show.
Got it. And kudos to you in Mexico because you looked cool and composed in every scene,
Thank you.
including your fashion. We love that, of
Thank
course.
thank you.
So, speaking of Robyn and Juan, we've recently seen that it's announced that they did get married. Were you surprised that that they went through with it and have come together in this union? Because it's something obviously that's been talked about for quite some time.
Yes, for years. No, I'm not surprised. I have always been a Dixon cheerleader. I've always rooted for them. Um, I think that it's admirable that Robyn, and I say this to her all the time, that she marches to her own drum. Her and Juan have always done things the way they wanted to, even when, her family was asking about them getting married. And then now your friends are asking, and now all the fans want to know. Again, there's a lot of pressure being in this space, and it can be more tumultuous when the pressure is on your marriage and on your relationship, and then there are kids involved. So it was a lot for them to have to deal with. But I knew that, you know, when the time came when it was right for them, that they would get married. And I, you know, I felt like it could have been during the show. It could have been when the show was long gone in 30 years, or, you know, whenever. But I'm happy for them, and I'm happy that they have done what works for them in their time, and they didn't allow outside detractors to affect when they made the decisions that were right for their family.
Understood. So, do you respect the decision to do it away from the cameras?
I do. You know, obviously, I would have loved to have been there, and you know, it would have been a beautiful sight to see Robyn and Juan after all these years and all of the haters saying they're never going to get married. And then to see their boys and to see their faces and the impact that seeing their parents get married and rekindle their relationship after so many years, that's going to have a profound impact on those young Black men. So it would have been great to be there and be a witness to all of that. But I respect that she wanted to do it again on her own terms. That's always been Robyn. She has always been consistently Robyn. So, yeah.
So, in wrapping up, we're coming up on the final episodes and the reunion. Also, let's give it up one time for the dress, the reunion dress. We have to do that. So, what would be your one word description of all of that?
Of the reunion?
Yeah, just, you know, no spoilers, but just a one word description.
Um, for me, I would describe it as honest.
Okay.
It was an authentic and honest reunion for me.